My name's Deputy Inspector General of Police, Dr. Shehu, PSC. To talk about PRAWA, Prisoners Rehabilitation and Welfare Action, we have a very, very good rapport, good understanding, and good synergy between the police and PRAWA for many years. It is an institution that concerns primarily on respect of dignity and human rights, which the police are supposed to be part of it. And also capacity building to the police to enable them to perform effectively and efficiently in conjunction with the fundamental respect to the fundamental human rights as enshrined into the Nigerian constitutions of 1999. It's very, very beneficial, and at the same time in building capacity and enabling the police officers to perform credibly when they go out to discharge their duties. The police is an organization that deals with all kinds of human beings. When they come across a police officer, they deserve to be respected by police in ensuring not only their security and safety, but also in respecting their dignity and human rights. So in a nutshell, the training and retraining we are getting from the PRAWA is to enable us have police that will function and discharge their duties in a most standard and acceptable manner by members of the public. At this juncture, I want to say kudos. Welcome to the Nigeria Police Force online training.
Here we are again, noble officers of the Nigeria Police Force. We are still talking about gender and human rights. Our focus in this session is on policing female offenders and criminals using gender lens. The objective of this lesson is to create awareness on the issues relating to policing female offenders. And the expected outcome is that at the end, the officers participating in this training should be able to identify the gender nature and patterns of female crimes and develop competency and capacity in handling female criminality. Now let us look at the concept of women, crime, and justice. The different points of view presented in this section is to generate critical thinking and discussions on the social construction of gender roles and how these have impacted on the description of various social behaviors. Female criminality. You know, some people have the belief that women cannot commit crime. That's a general perception. How can a woman, especially with those that feel that women are of the weaker vessel? This stereotypic view is seeing female criminality as abnormal. Women are not expected to be criminals, and when they commit crime, they are described as mad, not bad. This was said by Lloyd in 1995. And the society see women as daughters and mothers and not as criminals. This was said by Feynman in 1994. Now, the issue there is when people start having that orientation, especially police officers, that a woman should not commit crime, or that there are certain types of crime that a woman should not commit, we say it is stereotypical, because there is nothing to say that a human mind is different. Human minds, can conjure anything, whether that mind belongs to a man or a woman. These people feel that a woman should, even if a woman should steal, the woman should steal pepper, steal tomato in the market so that we know that she's hungry. That's why at times when you see a woman that has been arrested for such violent crimes as kidnapping, armed robbery, and the rest, you see that that mindset makes some officers to start treating those women as if they have committed more crimes than the men that were with them, because the question for them is, who gave them the effrontery to commit crime? So processing them often, we now go outside the law, and we start seeing them as persons that have done things that the society ordinarily should not have accepted from women. And that should not be so. So what message are we passing? The message we are passing is that both men and women, once they are caught committing any offense or they are reported, the processing should be the same. There should not be any form of discrimination. Victimization related to crime. This is another issue, that we should be talking about, we should look into. At times, the explanation people give relating to women committing crime is that such women could have been abused as children. They may have suffered sexual assault, childhood sexual abuse, wife battering. At times, women may have been forced by batterers to commit murder and other crimes. Of course, you are in the society, you have seen women go into the kitchen, carry their kitchen knife, and come to stab their husband. It's taken that because of the way the society has been treating women, that most of them suppress the pains that they go through, both the physical and mental pains, so that when it starts to manifest, it comes in form of violent crime. Now, these are stereotypical explanations. We see a lot of this happening in our society, some getting angry at women for committing crime. Now, we all accept that fact. Nobody is expected to go against the laws of the land. But the message we are passing remains: process both men and women equally. Now, we also call on police officers to ensure that even when men and women are brought to their facilities, that they ensure that they are not put in the same cell, and that in terms of treatment, they should be sensitive to those aspects of a woman that is special to women. If you have a pregnant woman with you, remember and consider the vulnerability of a woman that is pregnant. A menstruating woman equally needs some special attention. That does not take away whatever sanctions the law will give to such a woman. Now, the gender roles of women is another level when considering their criminality. In terms of incarceration, there are thoughts, put around the roles that women equally play in the society. So that when discretion is being exercised by a police officer, all these should be put into consideration. Example is the child-rearing obligations we give to women. But that does not mean that when a woman has committed a violent crime, is a high-risk offender, that the needful should not be done. But in cases where women have committed what we may call minor or petty offenses, we should start bringing in these obligations they have within the family, especially around raising the children and considering the health of our communities into consideration before we decide on whether to keep them or to give warning or to tell them to report from home. Now, what are the gaps in laws and policies and practices? The Penal Code Section 55(1)(d) appears to sanction the application of violence by the husband on a wife for the purpose of correcting his wife, thereby officially condoning wife battery, insofar as it is done not to amount to infliction of grievous hurt. And they describe that grievous hurt as happening only when such a woman stays in hospital up to 14 days or 2 weeks. This is a clear violation of the right of women and the sanctity to her dignity, the dignity of her person, as provided in Section 34(1)(a) of the Constitution. And this kind of battery, if it continues regularly, could lead a woman also into criminality. This is said without making any excuse for any woman. Just think about the battered wife's concept. Also, the gender policy document for the Nigeria Police Force listed a number of discriminatory practices against female police officers and in police operations. What we are saying is that discrimination against women can fuel criminal activities. Now, what is expected of us? We are expected as police officers to please engage with women who are involved in one or suspected to be involved in any form of criminal activity by processing them according to the law. Do the needful, follow the laws, process them without any form of discrimination. Remember the principle of equality and non-discrimination. Thank you.